Aloha, Wally Carmichael here. I'm sitting here waiting on somebody to give him a ride downtown. He's getting ready to leave the island. But I was sitting here reading a book that I just recently downloaded that was recommended to me by somebody else who's pretty much where I want to be. The book is called The Happiness Advantage. But here's the reason why I'm doing this video, and this is really unbelievable that I'm reading this right now, because for many years, there were many years ago when I was stationed in Panama and I was taking a boat. It's an LCU 2000. It can carry basically 4 Greyhound buses, but the bow thruster was broken on it, so we were going across the ocean we're taking the boat to Pascagoula, Mississippi. And as a medic on that boat, 5 days at sea, for 5 days straight, basically, it's ironic that it's 5 days, you'll see why in a minute. 5 days straight, I was playing Tetris. You remember that game Tetris where the piece is coming down and you got to flip it a certain way to get it into a certain slot? And I literally played that game for almost 5 days straight. There was not much else for me to do on the boat. Fishing once in a while, but other than that, that's all I did was played that game. Well, here's the funny thing about that is after I got off the boat, or even after I got done playing the game, everywhere I went, I could see figures, buildings, furniture, stuff that I could just place into each other. And it was in my mind. It was at the front of my mind because that's what I was doing. I was piecing things together. Well, in this book, there's a study called the Tetris Effect. And what it basically is, and this is all psychology. This book's about psychology. And by the way, I wasn't a big fan of psychology. I thought it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo until I took a psychology class in college several years ago. And then I realized right away that absolutely psychology has a huge effect on our daily lives. And there's so many dynamics to it, but that's a whole different video. But here's the thing, this Tetris Effect basically states whatever you put in the forefront of your mind every day, or more than anything else, more than any other thought, is how your life will be led. So they relate that to lucky people and unlucky people. Lucky people put positive mindsets in their mind every day. They think of something positive every day. And I'm going to challenge you here in just a minute. I'm going to give you a 5-day challenge that I'm going to do right along with you. So stay tuned. I'm going to share that with you in just a minute. And I hope you join this challenge and we do this for 5 days. But you basically think of 3 positive things that happened to you over the last 24 hours, just before you go to bed. You write them down. And you keep a journal of the top 3 things that you do. Now okay, I had to pause the video because my buddy came. I'm now relocated. I'm down in Waikiki. I'm actually at the Ala Park. The ocean's right here. I may show that to you here in just a second. But what I was saying was, I'm also a master resiliency trainer in the military. And in the resiliency realm, what we call that is hunting the good stuff. Looking for 3 good things every day. And writing them down and keeping a journal of that is called hunting the good stuff. Just so you know, in case you're familiar with that terminology. Now, here's a study that was in this book that I'm reading now, and there was 45 pictures. Let me see if I can get this right. There was 45 pictures, and a study of several people were told to, and they took people that they knew were either considered themselves lucky or considered themselves unlucky. And they had them basically divided up. They had equal amounts of people, I presume. And they had to look at this sheet of 45 pictures. They didn't know there were 45 pictures, though. They had to go through and count each one of the pictures and then say how many pictures there were. Well, the people with a positive mindset saw 2 specific pictures within this group of pictures, and the people without the positive mindset, the people with basically the negative mindset, that always thinking about negative stuff and always thinking, oh, woe is me, everything's happening to me and not for me, so on and so forth, that type of mentality. The people with a positive mindset saw the first picture and it said, you can stop counting, there's 45 pictures. So what would normally take in the average of 2 minutes to count these 45 pictures, they had done in just a couple seconds. But then the people with an even more positive mindset, I believe, they went through and a couple pictures later, it said, if you're reading this picture, congratulations, you just won $250. They just won $250. And that was the proof. That was proof that the people with the positive mindset, lucky things happen to them. They are considered lucky. But the fact of the matter is, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. They think of positive things more than they do negative things, or they probably hardly ever think of negative things, or at least dwell on it, knowing negative things happen to everybody, but they don't dwell on it. They find a way to get a learning process out of it, and they move on, and they learn from that, and they keep that in their mind just long enough to remember that was the outcome of this event, so let's not do it that way, type of thing. So do you understand what I'm saying, how profound that is? And as easy as it is to come up with 3 positive things in the prior 24 hours and write them down, it's extremely easy, but it's just as easy, probably easier, to think of the negative stuff, or to not even consider any of the positive things that happen over the last 24 hours and then writing them down. So just as easy as one is to do, it's just as easy not to do. And it basically is how probably your life is going. So here's the challenge. This is the challenge. Number 1, try to get a hold of this book. And I wrote it down, but I'm actually downloading it right now because I was only reading a copy of it. But I'm downloading it in on iBooks. So here's the challenge. This is the challenge, and I'm not going to put a date on this challenge. I'm not going to say when the challenge is going to start. It's going to start when I decide I've got enough people that want to take this challenge with me, because I'm going to do the challenge, and I'll probably do this challenge once a month because it's that important, and it'll keep me accountable as well. What we're going to do is we're going to get in a private Facebook group, and we'll call it something, the positive thinking group, or think of something, better than that. And what we're going to do is every single evening before you go to bed, you're going to write down your 3 positive things. This is a 5-day challenge. We're going to do this just for 5 days, and then you can continue doing it for however long you want to do it. And you're going to write your 5 positive things down that happened over the prior 24 hours. And then you're going to post those 3 things in our private Facebook group. And you're going to reflect on that. And we're all going to share our information. We're all going to share our positive effects. That can be anything from something positive that happened in your business, if you're a coach or whatever, something positive that happened in your relationship with your spouse, something positive that happened with your children at school, if you're learning a new instrument, a new song that you learned, walking down the street, you found a penny, you found a dollar, you helped somebody, you name it, something positive in any aspect of your life. Your dog had puppies, and whatever it is that's positive to you, you're going to write that down, and we're going to do that for 5 days, and you're going to be amazed at how much your life is going to change. If you're already a positive person, it's going to enhance that. If you're the type of person that feels that you're lucky and everything bad happens to you, then I want you to I'm specifically talking to you to do this 5-day challenge, and then see how much your life has changed in just 5 days. Think about this. And this is more proof. Have you ever considered purchasing a car, and you decide it's a Toyota pickup truck, a Toyota 4Runner, or the Toyota Tacoma, like this one here? So as soon as you make that decision and you start looking for a Toyota Tacoma, you start seeing them everywhere. Now here in Hawaii, they are everywhere. It's a very popular vehicle here. So even if it's not I just saw a Tesla. A Tesla is one of my favorite cars, and it really is my dream car. And I was just driving directly behind a Tesla when I was driving with my friend down here in Waikiki. And there's one that's down the street from my house. A guy owns one down the street from my house. And when I first learned about the Tesla and started studying it and looking at it, I started seeing more and more Teslas, even though it's a very rare car. There's not a lot of them on the street, but I happened to see them. Otherwise, they were probably there before, but I just didn't see them. Does that ever happen to you? You know what I'm talking about? So it's the same concept. It's the same thing. So it's more proof that what you put in the front of your mind is what's going to come more to you. Okay, we'll talk more about it in the group. So go ahead and hit like on this video, or get in the descriptions, or if this is on your Facebook, send me a message, tell me you're in, and then I'll come up with a date when we're all going to get started. Sound good? Have a great day. If this has been helpful to you, please share this video with others and have a beautiful, positive day. Let me show you the view that I'm looking at right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. And there you go. All right, have a good day. Bye.